Here we will discuss about delegates. Okay, so basically, as you know, delegates are nothing but it is you can consider is a reference to a method. Okay, basically delegates will be pointing to a method. This is how basically delegate is. Now let's go and try to understand practically like how we can create the delegate and how delegate will be pointing to a method and how we can invoke the delegate. I mean how we can invoke the method using delegate. So here you see first of all what we have done here the message is printing. After that we are creating the type operation. So what is this operation? Like we have class, we have interface, same way we have another type called delegate. Okay, so here if you see I will press control and click here. So this is the delegate that we have defined. So first of all, in order to create the delegate, what you have to do, you have to use the keyword delegate. Okay, this is a access specifier. As per your requirement you can change and then use the delegate keyword. Then this is the name of the delegate. Question is what is this and what is this? Actually here int is the return type and these are the input parameters. What happens basically we know eventually delegate will be pointing to any method only. So now this delegate will be pointing to which method? That method you have to observe. You have to observe the signature of that method, especially I am talking about the return type of the method and their input parameters. For example, currently if you see we are calling addition method. Okay, we are saying this delegate should be pointing to addition method. So what you can do, check their signature if especially return type and input parameters. So addition method has int as return type and this method is taking two input parameter of integer type. So that's why this signature we need to match. So here we have the delegate and return type we have mentioned int based on the target method. So we have our target method addition currently and they have return type int. If we are trying to create the delegate for this method and if they will have the void, make sure you must match the return type. Here also we have to write the void then. Okay, so this is what basically you have to do in case of delegate. So this one will be depending on the target method for which you are creating the delegate. Likewise these are the two input parameters and again this will be decided by the target method only. So addition is taking two input parameter of type int, so we are specifying, and name you can put anything, that is not a problem. But yes, number of input parameters as well as a type of input parameter must be matching, then only you will be able to create the delegate. So return type as well as input parameters if both are matching means now those methods who will have exactly same signature will be able to be pointed by this delegate. So if you see I have another method also called subtraction. Luckily, they also have exactly same signature. Although we created this delegate for addition, but does it mean this operation delegate will be pointing to subtraction also? Yes, you just need to focus on their return type as well as input parameters. And if these two things are matching, then you can say yes, this delegate can point to this method as well if as long as their return type as well as input parameters are matching. Okay, so yes, this also has int and then two input integer type input parameters. So since it is matching it can point. If I ask will operation also point to multicast, no, it cannot point to multicast. The reason is return type is matching but input parameters are not matching. Here they have only two but here it is three, and so the condition with the delegate is it must match the signature with the target method. So you saw the signature is matching with addition subtraction but not with multiplication. If you want we can verify. Here you see when we are passing addition it is working. Even if I replace with subtraction, you will say we are not getting error. However, if we replace this with multiplication, you can see what we will have. Immediately we started getting error. It says no overload for multiplication matches delegate operation, means there are no any method of multiplication which is matching exactly their signature with this one, because they have two input parameters only, but they have three. So if you want to match, you have to match exactly same signature, return type as well as input parameters, and both are compulsory. If any one of them will not match, you will not be able to point to that method. Okay, so that's it. Let's revert it to addition as of now, so that we can go further, and I will make it addition. So you saw, this is how basically we create the delegate. So delegate keyword you use, then this is the signature, return type of the target method, and these are the input parameters of the target method, and this is the name of the delegate, which you can put anything as per your arbitrary choice. So that's it. Now, as I mentioned, delegate again is a type. So you need to instantiate the type in order to use it. So here what we are saying, operation obj equal to new operation. This is the way are exactly same that we have been doing for class. So we are instantiating, and now in input parameters, you will only be passing those methods whose signatures are matched. Okay, so here you see we have addition method. We can pass addition, subtraction. You might be shocked कि here we are not giving parenthesis. Actually, this is the syntax that is being supported. You are not supposed to pass the parenthesis in delegate input parameters. So that's why you just need to tell the name. And why I am accessing addition with delegate demo, the reason is a static method we have defined here. Addition method is static, and so we are calling on delegate demo directly. So now what we are doing, we are associating this method with this delegate, and now after executing line number 10, basically the operation association will takes place between the delegate and the method. Till now here this was just a definition. Okay, we were defining, but we were not associating this with any method. But at this point of time, you can also say this is like a registration kind of thing, where this method will now be associated with this delegate, and post which you are allowed to consume that one. So how you can say, basically, see, this is the way you can invoke. Obj dot invoke is a method, and now whatever the input parameter you will pass, that will be executing. Actually, whatever the input parameter you are passing, since obj is indirectly pointing to addition method only, so these parameters will be passed to addition method, and eventually addition method only will be working, which will add the numbers and it will return the result. So currently it will return 50. Okay, if I quickly run, let's cross check whether we are getting our values 50 or not. So here you see we are getting 50. Okay, so internally you understand, eventually addition method is only getting called, but not directly. This time we are calling the addition method with the help of delegate. What is delegate? Delegate is like pointer, or you can say कि it will be pointing to a method. So whenever you will call invoke method, it will invoke the method which it is pointing to. So currently obj is pointing to addition method, and when we say dot invoke, means addition method will be invoked with these input parameters, and addition method will be executed. Okay, the another way of calling or invoking the target method is just remove invoke. Okay, I will stop it and I will just need to remove invoke, and this is also another way, obj and then this one. So what will happen, still obj is pointing to addition, so these input parameters will be provided to addition, and eventually addition will execute. And this is, you can consider one another alternative approach to call the target method. So if I run, still since the processes are same, you will get the same output, that is 50. So this is how basically delegate works, where you need to create the delegate, associate the method with the delegate after instantiating it. Okay, and then you are eligible to call the delegate, and with the help of delegate you will be able to invoke the method. So this type of delegate is called single cast delegate. How? Because you can see this obj basically is associated with only one method, and this particular method only is getting invoked. Okay, so that's why it is called single cast delegate. Let's quickly go and check about the multicast delegate, because we have two type of delegate, single cast as well as multicast delegate. And yes, definition is also straightforward. In single cast delegate, delegate will be pointing to single method. However, in multicast, the same delegate will be pointing to more than one method, and all method will be invoked at once. That this is the, if you are approaching this, then you can say that particular delegate is called multicast delegate. So I will uncomment this and let's check what exactly are we doing here. So in this, if you see, we have again created a multicast, I mean, just a delegate, okay? And you already understand how delegates get created. Use the keyword delegate. Then this is the target method signature return type. This is the name of the delegate, and these are the input parameters, okay? So this is what we have. After that, inside this method, what we are doing, we are basically instantiating this delegate, and you know very well this delegate has capabilities to point to which type of method? The method which has int as return type with two integer input parameter of input parameter type, in the sense which will have the method which will have two input parameter of int type. Though all those methods can be pointed by this delegate, okay? Currently, if you see, we are instantiating the delegate, and this is something that we are associating the method with delegate. You can cross check whether, since we are able to associate this add method with this delegate, you can guess also that definitely this add method will have return type as int, and then this add method also have two input parameter of integer type, int type, okay? Simply if I click here, you can see this is the int, and they have return type int with two input parameter of integer type, okay? So we associated this add method with this. So till here, still this is a single cast only, but as soon as you are using this shorthand operator to register more than one method, to associate more than one method, in that case it will be converted from single to multicast delegate. So in line number 12 here, add method was already associated with obj. In that association, one more methods are getting associated called a square, and we are able to do that also because a square also has the exactly same signature, right? They have int as return type, and input parameters are two integer type, okay? So here now obj is associated with two different method, add as well as square, okay? And now here you see obj 5 comma 5, obj, you know guys, as alternative obj dot invoke also you can use, or you can use as it is also, okay? Obj dot something like this, I'm trying to say invoke, okay? Or you can use directly also. Both are actually, both will be doing the same. This is just for your understanding purpose. After that, what will happen, since you know ki basically obj r is basically pointing to two different method, add as well as a square. So on this invocation, what will happen, first with 5 and 5, add method will be executing, which will tell ki a plus b, that is what, basically it will print 10, okay? Then again this obj is pointing to a square also, means this time 5 and 5 will be passed to this square, and it will return 25, understood? Likewise, it will execute this where it will say 8 plus 3, means this 8 3 will be passed to add, it will say 8 plus 3 means 11, it will return, and then same input parameters will be passed to a square also. So even though you see two methods calls are happening, but internally four times method will be called. Two times for 5 5 and two for add 3 means two time one for add and a square, and same for this also add and a square. So it will give you 10 25 11 24. This is how it will work. Let's quickly check. I will comment the single cast as of now so that we can properly focus on multicast, and let's run and check whether we are getting our expected result or not. So you see, addition is 10, multiplication is 25 because of 5 5. Then 8 plus 3 is 11 and 8 into 3 is 24. Why this many? Because currently this delegate is pointing to multiple methods, okay, and so all methods are getting executed, okay. So this is what basically we have multicast delegate where all pointed method will be executed at once, okay. That's it. So this is basically the multicast delegated, and there is no difference between single cast and multiple cast, except multicast delegate will be pointing to more than one method, but in single cast it will be pointing to just a single method. That's it. One more thing that you can see here, plus equal to is reused to add the record, to associate the methods, okay. Likewise, they basically minus equal to is also a supported, this is a supported operator, you can say, where you will be using to remove the association. So I will say here, just let me do this. So what we can see, you just guess. So plus equal to that, we what we did, we associated one more method using plus equal to. Now when you are saying minus equal to, means you are you know removing a square in the association of object delegate, okay. So now at this line, object will be removed, I mean a square method will be removed from this, and obj will again left with only one method. So you can assume ki obj will start behaving like a single delegate. And now you guess output what we should get. Because of this minus, a square has been removed, so now obj will be pointing to only one method called add. So this time you will get only 10 and 11. If we want to cross check, let's execute and check the output. So you can see we are getting only 10 and we are getting 11. You might also think, does it also supports multiple equal to or divide equal to? No, it doesn't support. It supports only plus equal to and minus equal to. These are the only two operations that will be supported in multicast delegate. As of now, I will comment it out as you understood the plus equal to and minus equal to. So this is what we had in single cast as well as multiple multicast delegate. I hope you understood. Thank you.